And we are here. We are live. Look at that. No problems tonight, Jamie. How are you? What's going on?
Good.
I am Lewis Perry. That is that Wonder Woman, Jamie Dolan. You know who we are each and every week. We are here streaming for you. Tonight we have a very special guest, a returning guest. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember Dave?
Of course I do.
Dave Swartz. Yeah, Confederate Frankenstein. That was an awesome first book. We're waiting to.
Yeah.
I know. But we're going to hear a little bit about his new Kickstarter coming out. And I kind of figured once I saw it, you were going to fall in love with it.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. Very excited, just a little excited or very excited, super excited. Hi, Aviva. How you doing?
Hi, Aviva.
How excited are you to talk about the new book from Dave?
Me?
How excited? On a 1 to 10. All.
Excited. 10.
So much excited. 10. All right. Jamie, yeah. TV this weekend. Did you watch The Bad Batch? We're talking a little bit about The Bad Batch. Did you watch You did? Oh my Lord. I was impressed. I loved it. I know Aviva and the guy and the guys in the family. I know they watched it.
I
Jupiter, like
the
Jupiter's
Irregulars. I got all caught up on that other one. Why can't I remember anything? I don't know. The Nevers. I'm caught up on the Nevers. The only episode I didn't see was last night. And what else did I finish watching? I finished Blood and Stone? Blood and whatever that one was.
Right. So you didn't start Jupiter's Legacy at all?
No. That's probably going to be this week.
Okay, that was some good stuff. I liked it. I watched one episode only because Rose did not want me to continue without her. So that tells you exactly. Yeah. Before we bring Dave on, we got some highs to get, hellos. We got some hellos to get to. Aviva, hi. Corey,
hello.
hi.
Hi, Corey.
Chris Hebert, hi. And Grimlock. Look who it is. Yes, of course we see who it is. And of course, Aviva says that she told you so.
Yeah, I'll watch it this week. I'm back on the treadmill again, so that's when I'll be watching that.
And Grimlock says Shadow and Bones. No, Donald Shundy says
Shadow and Bones. Yeah, that's it.
And Michael says Bad Batch.
Do you know what that wins? It's for the win.
No. Oh, for the win. That's gotta be like sports talk. I don't know. And Tony Tone says, "Bye, Rao. We need to talk." Yes, we do need to talk, Tony, for sure. So, without further ado, let's get Dave on here because I want to get his opinion on some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about tonight. And we got to talk about this new Kickstarter. New Kickstarter looks amazing, but I also want to find out a little bit more about Confederate Frankenstein. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him. I don't know if you like. I don't know if you don't like him. I like him. Yeah. I think they like him too. The one, the only, Dave Swartz. What's going on, brother? Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Good. Where's my poster?
You're so rude. You're going to wait as long as you make Corey wait for his stuff. Has he gotten it yet?
Probably. No, because this is what I want to do. I'm going to get that poster and I'm going to put it back here for the green screen. Wouldn't that be awesome, Dave? That's an incentive right there.
Oh, man.
And just to let everyone know, just to let everyone know, I'm not asking for a freebie because I supported the Kickstarter because I think it was a fantastic project. So there you go. Anyway, congratulations. It was just fully funded. But what's next for it before we get to the new one?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we're still going. We're in demand right now. So we're still going into our $8,000 stretch goal. We're at 7,700 right now. So we got a little bit to go to hit that $8,000 stretch goal, get that, oversized movie poster unlocked for everybody. And I'm super excited about that. Absolutely.
Wow. That's, I know, over rambunctious there. Okay, guys.
My goodness.
They were just happy and excited for Dave. Congratulations, man. I'm so psyched about this. And best of luck with that book. I mean, the art is fantastic. The colors, I mean, we talked about this before. But the new book, why don't you tell us a little bit about the new book and where the concept came from?
Sure. So the new book, I'm actually collaborating with a good friend of mine, Terry Mail, who is writing the book. He actually is the one conceiving of the story and the characters. I'm just lending my artistic ability. So, but it's super fun book. It's basically Milo and Otis meets The Exorcist. So we follow a pair of pets, family pets, a pug dog named Buddy, and kind of a black cat named Charlie. And they fight demons and exorcise them out of the family child and the toys and all kinds of other things that come alive possessed by demonic entities. So it's just a super fun kind of horror-esque tale. Confederate Monster is super serious. This one is super not. So it's an absolutely fun opportunity. Just to do something different, because I've always done like serious projects for a while, so it's been super fun.
Well, I tell you what, the picture is just amazing, and there you go, right there on the bottom of the screen is the link to the Kickstarter. Why don't you go there, check it out? It's an awesome. We're gonna definitely back that one. And Corey Lanchester says, "Kitty Cat Constantine, I like it."
Absolutely.
So, who's doing the art on this? Are you doing the art?
He's doing the art.
I'm doing all the art. I'm doing all the drawing, all the coloring. We got another letterer, Zen, who's going to be doing the lettering. So it's only going to be a 3-issue series. We just finished issue 1 not too long ago. We're doing like a short rewrite to issue 1, because originally the series was going to be, I think, 5 or 6 issues. But Terry just wants to kind of condense it down and just simplify it to get it done and out into the public. So we're working on issues 2 and 3 pretty soon here. I just finished issue 3 of Confederate Monster just the other day, and I have to switch over and do a prequel story because we were able to unlock that prequel story. So it's a 20-page black and white story that basically bridges the original Frankenstein story with this story. So it's just action packed, all kinds of just lots of, fun, gorish kind of things going on with the monster and everything. So I got to do that next. And then I'm moving on to issues 2 and 3 for Buddy. So I'm a busy dude, but it's super fun. I wouldn't want to have it any other way.
That's awesome. Jamie, why don't you read Tony's comment?
So Tony says, so puppies and kitties can perform exorcism even though they don't have souls. How do you know they don't have souls?
Oh, that's why. Yes, I know. Why would Tony say such a thing? That's why I wanted Jamie to read that one. I know.
I maybe should have read it before I read it.
I saw it. I'm like,
after this.
I know. I saw it. I'm like, I ain't touching that one. I am not touching that one.
I mean,
Jamie's
I can't perform an exorcism because I don't have a soul.
Oh, I believe me. I know. I know you don't have a soul.
They do, totally. Mike. Can you put up Mike's comment? Mike says,
"Sure.
I thought all dogs go to heaven, and they do because they have souls." Tony.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say they have a movie that told you so.
Well, they do. It's one of my favorite movies.
What was the name of the dog? I forget. Charlie. That's right. It was voiced by the bandit himself,
and
Burt
the
Reynolds.
Horse's birthday. It was the Grand Chahi's birthday. Sorry, I can sing that song when they say the beat.
And everyone says, oh my God. And you're a well-documented demon, Jamie. Yes, she is. I travel the road with this lady. Yes, for sure. For sure. My God. So what kind of rewards do we got going on for the new Kickstarter, Dave? What do we have? Do we have anything cool, something to look forward to? That's my favorite part of Kickstarters. I want to find out what the creators are coming up with, because you guys just have these outlandish ideas for rewards that get people to help you launch these projects. And I want to know. I want to know what you guys are doing.
Sure. So on top of the first issue, you're going to be able to get an enamel pin of the actual character Buddy. So if you see the image at the very top of the Kickstarter campaign with him with his wide eyes kind of looking at you like, oh my God, that's like the image we're going to cut out and make into a little enamel pin. So that's going to be really cool. And we got a sticker for the logo. We also have a trading card for the Buddy character, very Marvel, esque from the 90s. So that's going to be very cool. Limited edition collector's item on that one. And then we got some prints, some 5x7 prints of covers from the series. Then there's some variant covers for the first issue from other artists that we pulled in, Dan Yak, Kelly Williams. And then we also have some commissions by me. So if you want to get a headshot commission of any character you want by me, and we have some original artwork, and you can actually be drawn into the book too. So we're reserving a couple of spots in issues 2 and 3 to be able to be drawn into the series.
All right, so let's put you on the spot. Say Jamie, she says, "Hey, I want to do this. I want to be in the book. I'm going to go there." But what version of Jamie would you draw?
Oh,
there's like 8 of them.
Man.
There's 8 of me. There's more than 8.
Everyone keeps talking about your demonic side. I guess I'd have to go with the demonic side.
All right, that's it. I'm gonna be in this book.
There you go.
Well, see, I was actually thinking the cosplay, not the demonic.
It's funny because when I watched the video on the Kickstarter page yesterday, I was like, that's actually really cool. So yeah,
it's a fun idea. We actually started working on this about 2 years ago, and then Terry unfortunately had some health problems and he wasn't able to continue the story. So we put it on the shelf for a little while, and all of a sudden, he's decided he wants to come back to it and try to use crowdfunding to get it made. And so far, it's been doing really well. I mean, I think in the first 24 hours, he had already crossed over the halfway mark, So we just crossed over 4,000 just a couple of hours ago, I think. So we're getting really close to our goal in just a shorter period of time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, super excited.
When did you start it, the Kickstarter for that?
Just a couple of days ago. It was last Friday at noon.
Yeah, that's not bad to be halfway there already.
Yeah, it was a great first 24 hours. Everyone was super supportive of it.
Lou, your voice is gone. Thank God. It's kind of a blessing.
No,
I can read comments, but I can't read lips.
This is your opportunity, Jamie.
Lou, type it in. I'll read it. I'll be your narrator.
Get those little demonic possessions of your microphone.
Yeah, it was actually one of my superpowers. Now you turn your mic off.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. Maybe I thought it was me earlier, but maybe it was him. No. Oh, now he left.
It's the Jamie show.
Oh, hey, that's okay. Show. Yeah.
That's cool. I'm good with it. We can
talk more about puppies.
Well, it's funny because Buddy is modeled after the writer Terry's actual dog.
I was going to ask that. Dog.
Yeah. So I don't know if you put any pictures of him on the Kickstarter or not, but if you check out Terry's social media, he's got photographs of that dog all over the place. So, and it's just very much that dog's personality comes through in the writing of the character. He's supposed to be kind of like derpy and sleepy and not really paying attention, but like fumbling into being the hero kind of thing. So that's what I find fun.
Is the cat a real life pet too?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever actually asked Terry that question. But I know that when Terry was putting the cat character together with Buddy, the cat character is more of like the actual hero of the story, like doing all the heavy lifting. But then Buddy always gets all the glory and all the attention.
Because he's a dog and they're cute.
Right, exactly. So I thought that was kind of a fun. We get to play a lot with those, typical stereotypes with dogs and cats and that kind of thing. So that was fun. But yeah, I'm very much inspired by The Exorcist too. We have a priest character who is kind of like, I would say more of a Indiana Jones kind of style character, where he's sort of like, globe-trotting around, following like, these demonic artifacts and trying to like, do away with them and make sure they don't fall into the nefarious hands.
Right.
So.
Now, no, you're still not working.
Still not working.
You might have to get rid of the headset, Lou.
Just go all raw dogging it.
He gets rid of himself completely.
I'm done.
Right.
I'm off.
Now you made me forget what my next question was. But the art style, is it going to be similar?
Oh, actually, it's a little different, I would say. I mean, with Confederate Monster, I definitely wanted it to have more of an older Civil War kind of feel to it. So all the color scheme was quite muted. I added some paper texture that just made everything look aged. With Buddy, though, it's a lot cleaner, a little more what you would normally find in the modern comic book, a lot more saturated color. However, I must say it's a unique opportunity because, like I said, I started this 2 years ago. Right. So I'm now having an opportunity 2 years later, having learned a lot about what I do, to go back into stuff that I did and kind of improve it a little bit, so that's a fun thing that I get to kind of jump back into old stuff and make it a little bit better now that I know more.
Are you noticing a lot of things in your art style from then that you're like, why did I do this? Like,
like 100%. Yeah. Like a lot of it is just like the body flow, because a lot of times, like I tried to, when I first started drawing, I drew everything really stiff. So everyone kind of just like looked like they were like, you know what I mean? But like now I've sort of learned how to give the body a little more like flow and twist and turn, so people look more like fluid rather than like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've been trying to go back and forth and see like, oh, I didn't draw that very well, so I'm gonna go back and kind of redo that a little bit, But it's not like I have to redraw the whole page,
Right.
I still go back and I look at things. I'm like, hey, it's still pretty decent. I don't think I need to change that at all. But yeah.
It's awesome. So I can't post comments. Lou is the only one that has that power, but there's a couple. Corey asked, along the way, do they meet up with other animal characters?
That's a good. It's funny that you would mention that, because there is another, I would say, quasi animal character that comes in. We have a lot of fun with possessing, like demons possessing inanimate objects. So that's been kind of fun, because the main kind of character that gets possessed is this boy. This, like, I think he's supposed to be about 8 years old. This 8-year-old boy. And so he gets possessed first, and then they have to kind of exorcise the demon out of the boy. But the demon just keeps being passed from like one thing to the next, So originally we were going to have the demon go to the cat and have some fun with that. But we don't have enough time for that in the story now. So we're taking it and we're putting it into something else, which is inanimate, but still an animal. So it's a fun thing to play around with, because I always love like making his toys like turn into these demonic versions of themselves. That was always fun. So
awesome. So Lou, are you working yet? Nope.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Why don't you unplug the headset and just... So Kevin's here finally, late, tardy to the party. He says, I've come here to chew bubble gum and watch the Angrygeeks podcast, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
Ooh.
Hello, Kevin. And Mike says, Dave, I love your art style. Very cool.
Thank you.
I do too. I'm a big fan. I am. Tom Polo wants to know if you fried another hard drive, Lou.
Blew another circuit.
In space. Yeah. I don't know why he... Can't you just unplug your headset? He's being stubborn.
It's probably just my juju, my voodoo.
Your voodoo? I think it's me. All the talk of my demon.
Yeah, there you go.
Sometimes these things happen without me controlling them.
Right.
But so yeah, I'm so distracted by Lou. It's easier when he's not on the screen.
Oh,
great! Now he's the whole entire screen. He can't talk, so he's just going to steal the entire show.
The whole time. That's great.
Yeah, J-Bo says Lewis is having a hard time multitasking. I think that's very, very true.
It's okay.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna jump over to the buddy campaign and refresh it real quick just to see where we're at. Yeah, he's a little over 4,000, like 4,018 with 163 backers. I mean, we still got 26 days to go. Yeah.
And what's the goal for it?
5,000.
So, wow. I mean, you're more than halfway there. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because Terry, he's only ever done one crowdfunder before. So he was very timid about getting into the game again. And I just came off of, Confederate Monster, and I had pretty good success with it. So I kept pushing him like, do it. And so he took the dive, and I think he was just beyond surprised with the response after the first day. And he had no plan really for stretch goals. I mean, he had some ideas, but I guess he wasn't really putting his head in that space yet. But like now it's like, now his head's like, stretch goals, what I gotta do, So I'm excited to see like what else we can do and add to the campaign to make it, that much more interesting.
Right. So. Yeah. I can see how that could be kind of an intimidating thing too, not knowing what to expect, and putting it out there. You don't want to kind of aim too high and then not even come close,
Yeah.
So he really must be super excited. So Mike wants to know, Dave, are you planning on doing any cons this summer? Just curious.
I'm not really planning on doing any cons this summer. I've been doing some virtual things here and there. I am actually participating. I've been participating in a weekly draw stream with some other alternate comics creators and artists over on Robert Geronimo's draw stream on YouTube. It's on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We just sit around and draw. It's usually about 4 or 5 of us guys, and we sit around and just draw whatever Rob tells us to draw that week. So last week, since we had Star Wars Day, I think it was Star Wars Day last Tuesday. So he said,
it was Tuesday,
so we just did Stormtroopers. Actually, I'll grab what I did real quick. So I did this like apocalyptic
cool.
Stormtrooper dude. So
yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, we're doing these every week, and people draw along with us. And I think we decided like every 10 streams we're going to do a big auction. So I've been doing those off and on here and there, which is fun, a lot of fun. But I'm really getting into fine art too, my side time, and I've been doing lots of paintings and stuff. I'm going to be doing a backyard gallery this summer in my own backyard. So
that's
I got lots of things going on right now.
So like art, like regular.
Yeah, like fine art paintings. Like here, I'll show you one real quick. Like
what awesome
abstract stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I'm putting together a whole gallery show in my backyard. My now fiance and I were getting married this weekend or this summer in our backyard. So we got all these decorations and stuff. So I was like, well, I can use the wedding decorations for my gallery show. So get more,
more for your money. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, that is awesome. So J-Bo says he loves the Trooper, and Kristen Hansen wants to know what cons you do go to.
So I'm a Michigan native, so I tend to kind of stick to the Michigan area. I used to travel a lot, and I just can't afford it anymore. So I try to stick to the Michigan area if you are close or around here. So there's one in Novi called Motor City Comic Con. I go to that one nearly every year except for the COVID years.
Yeah.
And then I used to go to one up in Traverse City, Michigan, which was kind of like a beachy kind of town up there. And that's always a fun con because it's super small. It's one of those kind of intimate kind of things at a hotel, kind of. So I really love that one. I've been to a couple in Chicago, but I'm not entirely sure what the con scene is going to look like for me going forward. I mean, next year I might jump on a couple, but certainly not this year. I honestly have got so many different things in the hopper that I'm trying to put a lot of my money into like getting those things created and out there. So maybe even next year it'll be smarter because I'll have a lot of new things to come out with,
So do you think that since there weren't cons for the last year and a half, say, has that changed kind of your perspective on even doing them? Like, have you been more successful just doing the crowdfunding this way, or do you think by going to the cons that helped? Like,
it's kind of I would say it's a difficult metric to really understand, and I say that because I can look solely on the profit that I make and only look at that metric and base my opinion of success off of that. Right. However, it's not just about your profits. It's also about the amount of books that you've gotten into a new market. You know what I mean? Because if you go to a con outside of your local area, there's however many people that are going to come and buy things from you. And now your books are out in that area. People might be talking about them, and it might encourage more customers to your website, right? So it's difficult, I would say, to just look at profit only as a metric, because you kind of have to weigh that against like the value you're getting in getting your books into different markets. So honestly, when I do look at the whole picture, though, I would say I tend to have more success just doing this type of stuff than I do just doing cons. I mean, I must say, the one thing I do really enjoy about the con experience, though, is I really enjoy almost the window shopping aspect, where you have just all these different eyes walking past you. And I draw constantly, so I do that in order to kind of get people's attention, be like, oh, like, hey, look at what he's drawing, and that kind of thing. And that is
like your style would draw me to your table, because that's the stuff I gravitate towards.
And I hope to, like, grab the attention of a lot of people that have more of a classic, because I would say my style is more of like a simple, classic kind of comic book style. I'm not overly detailed, like David Finch or anything like that. And I do kind of have more of an animation inspiration too. So that kind of attracts a lot of like people that are more interested in like animated shows or movies and animating things like that. But yeah, I don't know. The con thing is still in flux for me, I think, at the moment. But I'm interested to see if I can maybe get back out there next year.
Awesome. So Axel says hi to us. Mike, again, says he's checking out Dave's site and really likes the Wolverine Red Series print.
Oh, it's fun. Well, I should say I actually just sold that one. So that one, that one's coming down. But I just literally sold that one. But thank you so much. Whenever I do these draw streams, or if I've got extra time to just sketch something out, I tend to put anything that doesn't sell up on my website, just to see if anybody is interested in it. But yeah, if anybody is interested in a commission from me, I'm always open for commission.
Yeah. And since I can't post anything, do you want to tell them what your website is?
You can just go to daveswartzart.com. It's SWARTZ. And you can pretty much find most in contact form. I mean, I have contact forms all over that website. So there's if you go right to the contact page, you should be able to send me a message really easily.
And Josh Alexander just got on. Hi, Josh.
Hey,
we're missing Lou. I don't know what Lou is doing, but his mic stopped working and he disappeared. So
I'm not Lou. I am Dave.
Yeah. But if anybody has any questions for Dave, by all means, post them and I will read them. He's here to talk to us about his Kickstarters and everything he's got going on. So what else, Dave? I mean, I'm really, I gotta tell you, I'm really, really, really excited about this new one. So
thank you.
I am. That's my kind of thing.
Right on. I am too. Like I said before, I am really excited at the opportunity to work on a project that's different than what I usually work on. Because the stories and the projects that I tend to create myself are very, I would say, serious, and they have lots of adult themes, and they deal a lot with our a collective consciousness. And I think when you get into like the more fun satire stuff, that's just fun. It's not meant to be heavy. It's not meant to be this, adult thing. Even though there are adult jokes in it, I think it's still it's fun, and I haven't quite had the opportunity yet to work on a fun kind of project. So it's been nice to kind of just let my creative juices go into a different realm for a little while.
Yeah. And we did have a couple people sign in late, so I don't know if you want to give another brief description of what the new one is. Yeah, because J-Bo missed the intro, so he's asking.
Absolutely. So the new book is called Buddy. It's essentially Milo and Otis meets The Exorcist. So the main character is a little pug dog named Buddy, and he's got a partner sidekick, the black cat named Charlie. And the two of them haphazardly go through these adventures where they excise demons out of their owner's son, who is constantly being possessed by this demon. So it's a fun story. It's meant to just be a lighthearted horror story. But as I said, it's haphazard fun. Buddy is just one of those dumb kind of characters who's always just falling into being the hero. Charlie does most of the work but never gets any of the glory. Buddy is the one who always just gets the medals and all the hugs and the love. So it's just, again, a very fun horror tale for, I would say, even kids. I mean, there are some adult jokes in there, but that goes way over.
I was gonna say it's probably like the cartoons when we were growing up. Where now we watch them and we're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe."
I know. I was just doing that the other day. I don't know what I was watching, but I think I was watching some cartoon from the '90s, and I just looked at my fiance. I was like, "I watched this as a kid, and that went way over my head."
I feel like a lot of the ones that were on Cartoon Network were like,
"Yeah,
whoa!" Like, I don't know how my mom let me watch this. Like,
yeah,
and I had no idea.
It's funny, like even this like early Simpsons, like I used to watch The Simpsons as a kid all the time, and I started rewatching like the original seasons, and even like in seasons like 2 and 3, some of those jokes I was like, what?
Yeah,
wow, yeah. Like how did they get away with that?
And how clueless we were as kids. There was like no idea.
Yeah.
But for everybody asking where Lou is, he did just send me a message, and his audio and his PC crashed, so he's trying to fix it. It wasn't the headset. He is rebooting right now. So
oh boy.
Hopefully he'll be back. I'm hoping I'm doing an okay job keeping it together. I don't know.
I think you're doing great. I think we're doing just fine.
Yeah, I think we are too. So I don't know if Lou had a question of the week, but I know we normally do one. I don't know. We're about halfway through. So I'm going to pick the question of the week this week. And my question is, if you could live in any realm, in any genre, what would it be?
Holy hell.
I know.
Is this why you don't ask the questions usually? Because that's a bomb question that's just blowing my mind right now. I don't even know how to begin.
I know, because there's so many. And I actually was talking about this at work today, and I was like, man, that'd be a great question of the week. And I didn't tell Lou, so he's probably going to be like, not mad, but he probably has his perfect
it was all sabotage. It was all you. It was your demonic power.
It was my demonic power broke his sound. I've heard enough of him. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like mine, I really like that fantasy, like mystical, ethereal, and I don't have I think the best portrayal of it to me where I would want to always be is in the movie Legend that has Tom Cruise and Tim Curry. Like how it's just always misty and really just like pretty, and there's like flowers blowing. Like that would be my perfect.
But there's like an air of like
like there is that darkness
like
too.
Yeah,
so
cool.
Yeah, that's mine.
Awesome. Man, there's so many for me. It's funny because the future house that my fiance and I are like trying to design for ourselves, because we're dreamers, so we're trying to build, so like this future house we're trying to build is like a hobbit house, like a legit hobbit house.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
And it's very like it's very like fantasy, like Lord of the Rings, kind of thing. And I love that. I love the forest and all that idea.
Yeah.
But if I had my just wildest dreams, I'm just superhero to the core. So I think like if I could just take like Metropolis and Gotham City and just put them together, like that would be that whole
oh
thing.
Man,
that would
wow.
be my world, like right there, you know.
And
I couldn't just say like one or the other. I would have to have both. I would have to smash them together, you know.
Or it could be like one side of the tracks is Metropolis, and the other side is Gotham, and there you go. You're good.
Yeah,
there's a whole lot of city for me.
I see. That's the thing too. Is it's like if I were to just pick Gotham City, people would be like, "You want to live in Gotham City?" But like, I don't know, like that lore of like being in a city where there's just superheroes everywhere. Like, I thought that would be really interesting. And
I mean, that is a cool and like, man, if you were a superhero, you'd be busy.
Oh yeah. For sure.
So let's see. We got some comments. So Kevin says, "I've taken over." Yes. It's the Jamie show tonight. Corey says, "Legend." Yes. Yeah. It's my favorite movie in the world. Josh, Skyrim, Lord of the Rings. I want to throw a ring in a volcano.
Nice.
Yeah. That I could do that.
Yeah.
Dave Campbell. Dave's with you, Middle Earth, like The Hobbit. Yeah. And there are some houses up here actually that are built like that into like hillsides, and they're randomly spread out, but there are some around here like that.
Yeah, they're like super eco-friendly, and you know they hold their temperature really well.
And that's what I heard. They kind of like retain the heat in the winter, and you know, because the ground, it's like my basement here. It's always a constant, comfortable temperature. So you know, it is. Oh my gosh, he found his voice.
Anyway, so Dave,
here.
My Lord, our sound system for the sound effects decided to update and wipe everything out.
Oh, well, I just did a question of the week without you.
Good update now. What's that?
I did a question of the week.
I didn't hear you. What?
You. Now he can't hear.
Okay, great.
Now that he has a voice.
Who can't hear? Oh, yes. And yes, there is. Yeah, so the voice mod, which is what we use, our soundboard that Jamie and I use for all our fart noises and stuff like that.
Which you haven't played my fart yet. Thank you very much.
Well, it's not even, nothing is playing. I'm going to have to do something with it.
Don't play with it. Don't break it again.
No, I'm not going to. But Jamie, you were doing good. I was listening to you. You were going good.
Thanks.
Yes, Corey. Jamie did. She did hold down the fort. Jamie, you know what? I'm gonna say this. If I don't want to steal your thunder at the moment, I want to say something about this lady right here, my adopted sister. Is top-notch, because if she wasn't notch, I wouldn't have her here with me. She can hold her own behind the mic and on camera. She does get nervous, and I'll tell you that. I mean, she at times when I say, "Hey, you're going to go on stage," she freaked out. I seen it firsthand, but she is awesome. I have bloopers where I gave her a microphone and said, "You're going to go interview this person by yourself," and she panicked. But you know what? She pulls it right out of thin air.
Fine. It's that moment.
Yeah, she is the real deal. You know? She could, if I had to leave, she would handle this whole thing with Dave right tonight without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah,
you nailed it.
Anyway, so yeah, she did good. So what was the question of the week? Tony says,
mine was if you could live in any realm, anywhere, any movie, any comic, anywhere, what would it be? Like, what's where you'd want to live?
Ooh, there's so many to choose from.
I know, right?
Oh my God!
It's a great question.
We were talking about it at work. Because this is what I talk about when I'm at work instead of working.
There is. Wow, you guys, you had a lot of comments too.
Yeah, I was reading them. I couldn't post them. But...
okay.
Yeah. Josh said Cyberpunk. We stopped at Kevin.
Why the Middle Earth? All they do is walk around. Where new comments?
The beauty of it.
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One would be cool. I would like to be able to kind of experience that type of virtual reality. That would be cool.
Dave wants to go to Paradise Alley. Hey, I know why you want to go to
could, yeah.
I don't know. So what did I miss? Dave Swartz, what did you pick?
Oh, I said I wanted to take Gotham City and Metropolis and smash them together.
Ooh, that's right. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I don't know where I would go. Oh, maybe Oa. I'll go to Oa.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah, because then I get to, Oa. That's where I would go.
So happy about his answer.
He is. He's like satisfactory. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to watch. It was funny, Dave.
So Dave did a recap of, because a couple people got on late, so he did a recap real quick of what Buddy was all about, so that they could get the gist of it. We talked about Buddy most of the time. Learn that Buddy is based off of a real dog. I don't know if you were still here for that.
I did hear that, and you asked about a cat, if the cat was going to be a real cat, and then the audio clicked out, so I did not hear anything about the cat. Is the cat a real cat or not a real cat, Dave?
I don't believe so. I'm not entirely sure. I actually haven't asked Terry that question. However, I would say the cat is a really good foil for the Buddy dog. So if the cat didn't exist, it was a good partner choice for the dog for sure.
I can see that in a real life situation, and the cat being the brains of the operation, and like that 100%. It would absolutely be my house.
Yep.
I've got 2 smart cats and 3 really dumb dogs. So
now, Dave, before my audio cut out, I had a question for you.
Sure.
When you are working on a project, what is the process that you use to pick out your special cover artists? How do you do that? How do you sit down and say, okay, we're going to use this, we're going to use this, we're going to use this? How do you pick out your cover artists?
So typically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find the essence of what we're trying to tell in that issue. You know what I mean? So because to me, every issue kind of has its own part of the story. So, what I try to do is read the whole script through and through, and try my best to find the essence of the story we're trying to tell, or that piece of the story that we're trying to tell. And then I use that to really try and, wrap my brain around how I visually can represent that. That may not even be something that we're going to see in the book, because I actually enjoy it when the cover shows you something that you may not necessarily see in the book, but it is a creative twist on what the idea of this story might be. That way it's not like, oh, I'm going to repeat the same thing that I'm going to do in the book. You know what I mean? Because it's like, that's kind of lame to me. So I wanted to always try to push the envelope a little more and see if I can really push the visual storytelling as much as I can too.
All right, cool. What other questions did I miss tonight?
Oh God, well, you talked a lot actually. I asked if the art style was the same, and he said it's a little different. Yeah.
All
right. So how long is this campaign going on for, Dave?
We got about, I believe, 26 more days, something about that. So we got plenty of time. To collect, some stretch goal funding, and to see what else we can add, to these packages. Because I've been throwing ideas at Terry left and right, and he just keeps saying, okay, we'll add it to the list. I'm not sure if we can do it, but we'll add it to the list, because I'm thinking like, I want to make dog tags and I want to make all kinds of fun things like that. But, not my campaign.
You got all the ideas.
All right. So I want to go back to my original question before my audio cut out. Which version of Jamie? Say someone comes up to you and says, okay, I'm meeting this tier. I want to be in the book. And it's a normal person. Excuse me, love. It's a normal person. You just draw the normal person. Then you have someone like my sister here who has so many cosplays and so many personalities. I say that with love and respect. How do you choose which one to draw? Or do you let them choose it? Or do you just go, oh no, I'm going to draw this?
Typically, I would say that I tend to just do what I think works best, because I always, I'm trying to reinforce the storytelling, right? So if I do something that's going to take somebody out of the story, or it's going to be like, wait, what the heck is going on? I don't want that, right? But knowing Jamie, knowing her look, knowing that she's, got this sort of demonic side that we've talked about. Maybe I would, we've actually shown some demonic possessed toys. So maybe I might turn you into like a demonic Barbie or something like that.
Oh, hey, there we go.
Oh my God.
That's the only Barbie I'd ever be.
So I don't know. Honestly, Terry hasn't really shared much of what's going to happen in issues 2 and 3 with me just yet. So I'll figure it out. Don't worry. I am a master of solving visual storytelling problems.
All right. Now, have you ever drawn yourself into one of your books?
Man, that's a good question too. I would say if you really want to say my very first book that I did, Atlas Origins, was a superhero story, and I would say that character Atlas, that was me essentially.
Okay.
I was going through at that time. I was going through a kind of a spiritual, philosophical explosion in my being. So I wanted to explain that through this character. And so that character is very much me, I would say.
Okay. All right. I was just curious. I never, just curious to see if you ever were drawn into a book.
What would Lou be if he was in the book?
Interesting.
Oh, what do you mean? I would be interested. See that? I would be an interesting character.
He'll be the Mr. Potato Head character.
Or is
it Potato Head these days? I don't know.
I was gonna say like one of those like Mexican wrestler things.
The luchador.
I think that guy would be like a macho libre. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna put me in my Macho Man cosplay for a second.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I could do your Macho Man.
I'll be wearing my Macho Man cosplay. Corey says I would be the mailman. Oh, well, hold on.
Because you don't deliver.
Oh, stop, Corey.
Ew.
Oh man, that was a mistake. I should have never said that one. Damn you, Corey. You're lucky the soundboard's not working.
Whether you posted it or not.
Yeah, Joshua says Lou Libre. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Like Huey.
That would be pretty cool.
Love it.
Oh, and Michael says Corey for the win.
Yeah, Corey, that was pretty good.
Yes, I know. And J-Bo says great burn. Yeah, whatever. Hey, the box is there. It's
you
huge.
are
it's
never
heavy.
going to live it down ever.
I know.
So you still haven't delivered it yet. Oh,
so anyway, Dave, have you watched? Well, since it was, I'll tell you what. Hold it. I'll tell you a story.
Send that drawing to him until he gets that to Corey. Actually, send it to me, and I will hold it random.
I'm going to tell you a story. What happened was, Rose and I, we celebrated Mother's Day yesterday, and a happy belated Mother's Day to all of you out there. And I opened up the trunk because we took my Jeep, and I opened up the Jeep, and I went, oh, there's the box.
I hope she smacked you.
She did. She was very upset with me. She goes, that's, isn't that what you, I was like, yes. She goes, you should have gave it to Jamie. I'm like, I'll put more stuff in it.
Doesn't matter if he's not ever going to get it.
So, Corey wants me to put my Iron Man, my Iron Punisher helmet in the box now.
Point, I think you owe it to him.
I might have to. I know. So, Dave, have you watched Jupiter's Legacy? Have you checked any of it out yet?
I have actually. I think I almost have finished it. Like I have like 2 more.
No.
Yeah. I got to episode. I got through 6. Yeah, I binged it, man. The first day it came out, I think I watched like the first 6 episodes straight.
Wow.
I was really interested. Well, I honestly I have to admit I'm a really bad comic book fan, and like I don't really know a lot about these shows that are coming up. Oftentimes, like I know about Invincible, I'm aware about Invincible, but I never followed the series religiously like a lot of people did. So I was as surprised as a lot of people watching that series, going like, "Holy shit! Like, pardon my friends.
Yeah.
That series is just insane. So I started Jupiter's Legacy, and it was a similar type thing where I was like, oh, this is a very I like how it just tells two parallel stories very well. I was very enthralled by how we can develop the same characters in two different time periods, which I was very interested in. So yeah, I thought it was great.
All right, I watched the first episode. I absolutely loved it, and you can gauge a lot. Like I gauge movies and TV shows by Jamie crying. If Jamie cries, it's good. With with comic book shows, sci-fi shows, action adventure, if it holds my wife's attention and she likes it, it's good. She sat down with me, watched the first episode of Jupiter's Legacy, and I started watching the second one, and she actually went out on Saturday and she said, don't watch it without me.
That's a sign.
That's a sign. So I haven't got past the first episode and 15 minutes of the second one because I watched 15 minutes.
I'm telling.
I watched 15 minutes of the second one and then I shut it off.
Is Cody on here? Cody, go tell.
No, actually, Cody is taking a spot for me tonight. And he is in the Thunderdome for Monday Night Raw. I was in the Thunderdome for SmackDown, and Cody is in the Thunderdome for Monday Night Raw. He's logging in to, of course, the show I wanted to be on. Because Drew McIntyre, the champion, the Scottish Warriors, wrestling tonight. But Cody is logging in there. I did see Neil. Was Neil hanging out here? Because he's probably going to go tell Mama Rose. That's what he calls Rose, Mama Rose. He's probably going to go tell her. So, yeah, I was in the doghouse, not only with Corey, but now I started watching 15 minutes of the episode. But it's good. I'm digging it. The Venom trailer. Let's talk for J-Bo McNeil, the Venom trailer. Jamie, have you seen the Venom trailer?
I have not.
Okay. Dave, did you catch it? What did you think?
I think it is what it is. I honestly wasn't. I don't know. I liked parts of the first Venom movie. I just felt like I don't know. I just wanted more. And I think with this one we may get more. I'm not entirely convinced just yet. I will say I do enjoy Woody Harrelson a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really hopeful that he brings more depth, to not only the character but in doing so the movie. I was very taken aback by the comedic nature of the Venom symbiote in the trailer. I guess I wasn't expecting it, but I guess I know why they did it. It was just, I don't know, very, very different take on that relationship, at least in my opinion. So.
Well, I have not seen the first Venom. I do own it. It's in my collection. It's on my Movies Anywhere. I just haven't gotten around. I mean, it's there for me to watch. It wasn't something like, I gotta watch it right away. It's there. No offense, J-Bo McNeil. I know you're watching. J-Bo's a huge Venom fan.
Huge Venom fan.
Yes. So it's there. I just haven't watched it.
So there's something that I've seen that you haven't seen?
Yes.
My goodness.
Yes. So it's there. I just have it, and on my computer is thinking again. Don't you cut out on me. I just haven't watched it, but I watched the trailer today, and I seen it, and I saw like Venom cooking breakfast and coming out and doing all this stuff. I'm like, what the hell am I watching? I mean, now I'm intrigued to go and watch the first Venom. Because the voice even threw me off. I was like, what the hell? It's
different.
Really, it's very different than what you're used to, I think.
Okay, I'm going to have to. And
so Tony has a
Tone.
question.
Yes. Go ahead, Jamie. I'm not saying that word.
Has symbiote always been conscious to the point of actually talking to Eddie?
Depending on the writer.
I knew,
yeah. Yeah, it also depends on the writer. Who the writer was, he did it, and who the writer was, he didn't. So, and J-Bo says it's Tom Hardy.
Hardy does Venom's voice.
Oh, and Corey says
yes, he has. Answering Tony's question, I believe.
Yes, I believe so. I feel so bad. I missed like 3/4 of the show here.
That's
Jamie,
okay.
once again, you knocked it out. Wow.
Let's
pull up No, you absolutely did. Let's pull up the Kickstarter one more time. And Dave, what do you want to add to the Kickstarter? We're going to have you back on. What else do you want to add in about the Kickstarter here? And there's the link for you guys. Please go and support Dave.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. For the Kickstarter, honestly, right now, I would say just look forward to what we're going to be coming out with the stretch goals here pretty soon. Because, I mean, we're in that last little leg of our goal. So as soon as we hit that goal, I mean, we got plenty of time to see, what kind of stretch goals we can unlock. And like I said, Terry and I are still kind of going back and forth on exactly what we want to do. But that's the exciting part for I think us and for the backers as well, is to see what extra things, what new things we're going to add to the campaign to make it even greater of a experience for your money's worth.
Awesome. And yes, we do have a comment now. The Bad Batch. Jamie, you have not seen the Bad Batch, correct?
I have not, but that's okay.
All
I
right.
mean, you can still talk about. I don't. Whatever.
Yep, I get it.
Get mad.
Dave, have you seen the Bad Batch?
That is one I have not gotten to yet.
All right, guys. All I have to say is check it out. It's awesome. I don't want to do any spoilers here.
So should I watch the Bad Batch when I'm on the treadmill, or should I watch Jupiter?
Ooh. Okay, let's hold.
Deep.
Yeah, Jupiter is pretty deep. Let's leave it to the fans. What should Jamie watch? Should Jamie watch
first,
Jupiter's?
Really, I don't think anybody in the house would watch either of them with me.
Okay.
So that I'll watch them while I'm working out.
Okay. Really quick, what should Jamie watch on the treadmill? Should she watch the Bad Batch and Aviva says?
We're going to watch them both, but which one first?
Okay. Aviva says, so what Lewis is saying is Aviva is right. Yes, Aviva, you're always right. I said that before. We have 2 Bad Batches coming up, Jamie. Jabo and Michael both say watch the Bad Batch. And so, Dave, that's you too. You got to watch the Bad Batch.
Yeah. Guess we have some homework to do.
I guess so.
It's really good. And again, now this is something Rose watched the Bad Batch with Cody and I. And Joshua, the options were Jupiter's Legacy or the Bad Batch. Those were the 2 options. Tony also says the Bad Batch. Jamie will feel right at home watching this. Definitely. Now, what happened was, once again, we're going to go back to Rose and how you can gauge things. Kind of, sort of, on this one. I said, oh, did you like that? She goes, yes, it was cute.
It was cute.
Take that as you will. But yes, Jabo, the first episode of the Bad Batch was an hour long. It was about an hour and 10 minutes, something like that.
That's
but
fine.
It went by quick.
I can treadmill that long.
Yeah, it was really cool. You would like it, Jamie. Trust me. You'll watch it. Dave, same thing with you. You would definitely like the Bad Batch. You have to watch it.
For sure.
It's captivating.
I have it on my list. Yeah, it's just finding the time.
Right.
All right.
Exactly.
And Joshua says, I still need to watch both. Bad Batch. So
Bad Batch.
Everyone.
It's gonna be the Bad Batch. Starting tomorrow.
All right. And Jabo says it was the best hour of his life.
Wow.
And Corey says he hasn't seen both, but he's just started watching True Blood. He's late to the party. Yeah, you talk about me being late. That's like 10 years being late, Corey. What the heck?
That
True Blood.
Even compare.
Yes, it does. Quiet. Give me this one.
No.
Give me this one.
No.
I had a heck of a night here with the soundboard.
I will break your mic again.
Probably. But it wasn't the mic, it's the program. I don't know. I know sound effects. Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, Jamie, before we wrap up,
yes,
we have a huge announcement, and that announcement is going to be announced. We're going to reveal what we have to, which is going to be huge. We're going to do that on May 22nd, live streaming right here. May 22nd, right here, streaming live on Facebook from the Alternate Universe LLC in Milford, Connecticut, where we're going to be. Jamie's going to see if she can be there. I don't want to put words in Jamie's mouth. Off of work, she's going to try.
We'll see.
We're going to be there. Yeah, we're going to be there. We're going to be streaming live. There is a contest. If you go over to Alternate Universe's Instagram page or their Facebook page, enter the contest, and we will be doing a. We will announce the winner of the contest live as well. But then we will also, something very big is happening for the Angrygeeks. Jamie and I work very hard, and we just cannot wait to make this announcement. It's going to be earth-shattering, and we're definitely going to shock the system. And people are going to be like, how the heck did they do that? Just tune in and see. May 22nd, we'll be live streaming at 1 o'clock live from Alternate Universe in Milford, Connecticut for a huge announcement.
Huge.
Okay. Huge. And only a handful of people know. Jamie and I are holding this close to our chest. And yeah, it's going to be huge. Dave.
Lewis is not in charge of the prize, Mike, just so you know. So
no, I'm not. It's all the boss, Eric Yacko. He's in charge of this, and so yeah, it's all Eric. All I'm gonna do is read a name, or Jamie will read a name if she can come. One of us is going to read. Yeah, one of us is going to read the name. I enticed her with pizza. Just so you guys know, I enticed her with pizza in the calzone.
I do love pizza.
Yeah, there you go. So if you win, it'll take 2 years. Yeah, thanks, Mike. I'm pretty sure. And Wolfie. Yes, sorry you missed the show tonight, but you missed Jamie all by her lonesome. Dave, once again, please tell everyone where they can find you if they want to commission, if they don't want to support the Kickstarter, but they want to commission from you. Where can they find you? Please pimp yourself right now.
Sure. You can find me on my website, daveswartzart.com. That's WARTZ. You can also find me on social media at Dave Swartz Art. It's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel now where I have live shows and do other kind of fun videos where you can subscribe there. And then I also have a Patreon if you guys want to, check in on more of my behind the scenes, how I make my comics come to life, and my new fine art paintings that I'm doing. I show all that kind of stuff on my Patreon as well. So you can find that as well as Dave Swartz Art. So
there you have it. And Jamie, where can they find you and I each and every week?
You can find us at theangrygeeksshow.com on the interwebs or on Facebook and Instagram at The Angry Geeks.
I am Lewis Perry. That is that Wonder Woman, Jamie Dolan. And we'll see you guys next week without any difficulties, I hope. Stay classy, San Diego. Will you be quiet?
This has been an Earplug Podcast presentation. Found on earplugpodcast.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, and wherever your favorite podcasts are found.